Hey guys, as you can probably tell, my bike is fucked. I've had the problem where one of my exhausts has been pushed out the cylinder, and this time it's both of them at the same time. So everything you're hearing is coming straight from my cylinder. The exhausts are purely for show. Who needs exhaust anyway? By the way, I have got my phone as a sat-nav at the moment because I've got no idea where the fuck I am. I went out to meet up with a bike club in Dunstable. I don't know where the fuck Dunstable is, so finding my way back is tricky. Although I remember this corner because I was stuck behind a fucking van who was doing 20 around it, and it looked like a really fun corner. And these people are doing the same damn thing. Come on! And yes, I do have a different visor on my helmet again. This time it's the Iridium one. I've got 5 visors for this helmet, so they will change fairly regularly. Yeah, seeing as I've just come from a little bike meet, I think now would be a good time to talk about the biker community. I know there's been a few videos where I've mentioned it, but I still haven't done a video about it. So here goes. At this point, I believe there's only, I think it's 11% of all vehicles on the road are motorbikes. So there's really not that many when you think about that. 1 in every 11 vehicles is a motorbike. Oh, I know where we are now. And yes, I did just skip a massive chunk of road. Or edited out a massive chunk of road. But it was a 70 limit, and this bike at 70 mile an hour at the moment. It's deafening. But yeah, because such a small percentage of vehicles are bikes, we stick together. Yeah, you still get like car meets and that, but it's really, really different. A car meet is basically a load of people turn up in a field, stand around and look at each other's cars and talk about them, and that's it. There was a bike meet, like what I just went to. We met up, then we rode somewhere, then we met more people, and rode somewhere else, got food, got drinks. We actually did a ride out, which was difficult because they're all on like 750s upwards. I'm on a 125. It's tricky. Yeah, that's the difference between like car meets and bike meets. But with bikers, there is a community. I mean, if you drive a car, you're the majority. Nearly everyone's got a car, so you don't stand out at all. You're the same. A bike, there's such a little amount of bikes that we stand out. We're different. We're noticeable, and because we're different, we stick together. It's like, how many times have you seen a car broken down at the side of the road and no one stops? Everyone just slows down as a look drives off. I've lost count of how many times I've seen that, but I will always stop. Even if it's a car, I will stop and check they're okay and everything. But you don't get that with a bike. If I see a bike at the side of the road that looks like it's broken down or something, actually, to be honest, it doesn't even need to look like it's broken down. If I see a bike stopped at the side of the road, I stop. I check they're okay, I ask if they need any help. I mean, I normally carry a load of tools in my panniers, so if they have broken down, I've probably got what they could use to fix it. And doing that, you meet new people. I mean, that video where me and Jay Fezzer were out riding and saw two people stood at the side of the road, and it turned out one of them had crashed at a high speed. I'm not going to say what it was, but it was a high speed. But in doing that, they were talking about the club that they're with, and that's who I've just been out with. I've now joined it's not a motorcycle club in the sense that when someone says motorcycle club, you instantly think gang on a Harley or something along those lines. This isn't. It's a bunch of bike enthusiasts who meet up, do ride-outs, stuff like that. It's not... There's nothing illegal going on, actually. It's all sensible. So when I say I'm now in a bike club, don't start picturing me doing wheelies down the road at 120 mile an hour. One, this bike would never do it, and two, that's not what they do. But like I said, bikers stick together. You end up forming these little groups. Most of the time by accident. Yeah, the biker community is a special thing. Once you get a bike, you're a member of... It's like a family. There's not really much more you can say about it apart from that, because it's just... You'll never fully understand the biker community until you're part of it. But yeah, even within the biker community, I mean, it's one big community with a load of little groups and stuff that are in it. And when I say groups, I don't mean like clubs. I mean the normal groups. You've got the people on sport bikes doing 100+ mile an hour down country lanes. You've got your typical like Harley rider, like the groups of cruisers, and of course you've got your scooter people. You've got your scooter dudes, which I always feel a little weird about when I accidentally find a group of them. Because if you don't know about the Mods and Rockers, first of all, where the fuck have you been? But go and search it. Search for it on the internet or something, because it's quite interesting. And watch the film The Who. Was it Quadrophenia? Or something like that? Because that's all about Mods and Rockers. What it basically is, mods are all like fairly smart dressed scooters, like Lambrettas typically, and the music taste is all well, The Who, Pink Floyd, groups like that. But then the rockers are the complete opposite. If you look at me, I look like a fucking rocker. I've got my leather jacket on, got a cruiser, fucking loud thing, you know, black jeans, boots, leather, typical rocker look. And their music taste is, as the name would suggest, rock. It's a complete opposite from mods, and they had a massive thing where they all had it out on Brighton Beach. And whenever I like pull up and see a load of like proper mods, like on all standing around Alambrettas having a little chat in their long green coats, and I just pull up on this, I feel like I feel wrong, to be honest. Feels like in a minute anything could kick off, but it doesn't. That's all behind us. I mean, there's still this kind of rivalry between people on what you'd call proper bikes and scooters, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. But basically, whatever bike you end up getting, or whatever bike you've got, or whatever bike you want, you would fit into this subcategory within the biker community. I mean, I've accidentally put myself in that Harley rider, cruisers group category. But my next bike's going to put me into the sport bike category. But yeah, everyone with a bike is in this community. They might be in their own little subcategory, but they're on two wheels. and everyone else that's on two wheels is basically family. And I think that's a nice little point to end on. So cheers for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.